Welcome to Climate Quickies, bite-sized nuggets of climate goodness from our TEDxLondon experts in under 5 minutes.
In this week's Climate Curious, we're putting a spotlight on a very exciting new recording artist who launched this month. She's called Nature. Whether ocean waves, wind, rainstorms, or birdsong, Nature has been part of many hit songs over the years. Now, through Sounds Right, Nature will finally get credited for her work as an official artist. We spoke to Gabriel Smales from Sounds Right from the Museum for the United Nations, the team behind the project. Stay curious.
Hi everyone, I'm Gabriel Smales. I'm the Global Programme Director for Sounds Right, based in Copenhagen, but originally from the UK. So on the 18th of April, we launched Nature as an official artist, available on all major streaming platforms for the first time by listening to Nature's music, whether as part of a human artist's track or her solo music, as it were. You'll be donating a significant portion of royalties to high-impact conservation initiatives around the world. So there's a couple of types of tracks that Nature has released. The first are what you might call Nature's solo music. So that's rain and thunder, things that people listen to connect with nature, to relax, to meditate, to go to sleep. And in that case, 70% of the recording royalties go to conservation initiatives. The remaining 30% goes to nature sound recordists around the world, including in Bogota, where we launched the initiative. But also featuring nature music. So we've got 15 tracks, which are a combination of remixes and new music by artists including Ellie Goulding, Umi, Louis V.I., David Bowie via a remix by Brian Eno. So a load of tracks from musicians from around the world across different genres who've mixed nature into their music. On Spotify alone, we've had 11 million streams and 2.7 million individual listeners in just over a week. So we're really delighted with the uptake. I see that Wherever You Are by Umi and V of BTS is doing really well, as is the David Bowie track. But overall, we're delighted with all the tracks and their uptake. We've projected $40 million in royalties generated from streaming alone over the next 4 years. Obviously, that relies on more music being released and supporting promotion. But we're pretty excited about Nature as an artist and confident there'll be good uptake. In terms of how it will be spent, we've had to ask ourselves the question, how would nature spend its money? Which isn't super straightforward. But we've attempted to answer the question by making a few assumptions. First of all, that nature would prioritize conserving and restoring ecosystems with the greatest levels of biodiversity and endemism. So our analysis identified 6 landscapes, including Madagascar and the Indian Ocean Islands, Indo-Burma, Sundaland, the Philippines, the tropical Andes and the Atlantic forest, as being 6 places where nature is particularly prevalent, but also precarious and needs protection. Second of all, that nature would want the money to be spent in the most effective and ethical way. So only rights-based projects with proven models of ecological and community impact will be funded. A key part of our model is working with indigenous peoples and local communities to ensure that they're properly benefiting from the funding, given that they carry such a large burden in protecting our biodiversity. And then finally, in the absence of being able to speak for herself, nature would want to be represented by people with the rights to do so. So indigenous peoples form a large portion of our panel, hosted by Earth%, who will be distributing the funding, as well as conservation scientists and practitioners. And a majority of the panel will be made up of people from the global south, given that's where most of our landscapes are and where most of the support will be delivered. The lead partner for Sounds Right is the Museum for the United Nations UN Live. That's the organisation that I work for. And we are an independent organisation that carries the brand of the United Nations with a mandate to engage people around the world on the goals and values of the United Nations. So we work with popular culture in all its formats because it's one of the most powerful ways to reach people in their everyday lives and bring them into conversations about the biggest issues of our time. And of course, that includes nature conservation. We hope that nature will become one of the biggest artists in the world. We actually launched alongside Taylor Swift's album, which was difficult competition, but we're doing pretty well despite that. And of course, the invitation is for any artist to collaborate with nature. There's an expression of interest form on our website, soundsright.earth, where any musician can express their interest to collaborate with nature. We hope via nature, making nature an artist, we've created a way that people can do that fairly easily. In the months and years ahead, we're hoping to create a platform where any artist can come online and download samples and plugins with nature's music, incorporate that into their tracks, sign a standard royalties agreement so that a portion is going to high impact conservation initiatives, then tag nature on the track, which we hope will be algorithmically a prudent thing to do as nature becomes a bigger artist.
Thanks for listening to this quickie.
This episode was created by our superstar podcast team at TEDxLondon. Until next time,
Stay curious.